These dark days call for crimson nights, so when the sun sets, the crimson moon rises.
Happy Halloween, Crimson Knights. Happy Halloween. Good to see you all this evening. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that you're having a good Halloween evening. A lot of you might still be out there trick-or-treating or getting ready to go trick-or-treating. The Crimson Kids and I had a great Halloween weekend. They've done a lot. Last weekend, like a week ago, a church did kind of a trunk-or-treat fall fest type of thing. And so they did one trick-or-treating a week ago. Yesterday, they hit up our own church trunk-or-treat, plus the local police station, the community police station did a trunk-or-treat. That was 3. And then tonight, when it got dark, we went trick-or-treating just around, not our neighborhood, because our neighborhood sucks. We drove to a different neighborhood and went trick-or-treating there. They have done 4 trick-or-treating events, and they each have like these giant, like, grocery brown bags full of candy. Like, it's crazy. Literally, they have trick-or-treated more than their body weight in candy. They're not gonna eat it all, so, you know, I'm gonna have to get the job done. Good to see all of you in the chat. Quora, good to see you. Sabisachi, good to see you. Happy Halloween to you guys. How are you guys doing on this Halloween evening? Quora says Edith Finch going home be like clown faces. We'll get to that in a second. I'm excited to play these games tonight. What Remains of Edith Finch and possibly Going Home. It kind of depends on the time and everything, but I think both of those games are short enough that I think that we should be able to actually beat both of them in one night. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll come back to that though. Well, Quora, yeah, it's a lot of candy, dude. But also, I mean, my kids are little, you know, they're 3 and 5, like they're little guys. I had to like carry their bags because they couldn't even like carry. It was too heavy for them to carry anymore. It's just so much candy. And like, we don't let our kids actually eat a lot of candy. Like, we'll be like, you can pick one thing, you know, tonight after dinner for dessert. You can pick one thing. They can do that for like a year. They've got like a year's supply of candy. Thank you, Sabisachi. Says the shirt is looking amazing. I got this. I actually like this shirt a lot. It's kind of like a little bit form-fitting, so you know you can see the nice form, the crimson body. But I got this because the Crimson Kids, like, it used to be the oldest. Now he's kind of moved on, but the youngest thinks that he is Spider-Man. All right, and he dressed up as Miles Morales, got this awesome costume. And so I got this a couple years ago, actually, and I've been Spider-Man like every year. But I wear this sometimes to like play and wrestle Spider-Man, wrestle with the Crimson Kids. So we have fun. But yeah, I was Spider-Man again, along with the youngest Crimson Kid. Any of you guys do costumes this weekend, tonight? Any good costumes? If you didn't dress up tonight or this weekend, have you ever, like, what's your favorite costume you've ever worn? I'd love to hear your favorite costumes in the chat. Sabisachi asks, am I excited for Spider-Man 2? Absolutely, dude. Oh my gosh. Look, Spider-Man, okay, Miles Morales is the first game that I ever played on this PS5. And it was amazing. Like, it was pretty short, But I'm actually not mad about that. I thought it was a good length of a game. And just so well done. Like, the visuals, the haptic feedback on the controller, like, so good. And Spider-Man 2, it's gonna have Peter Parker and Miles, like, actually together in the game, fighting against my favorite villain in the Spider-Verse, Venom. Oh, man, it's gonna be a great game. I am so excited for it. And, you know, I have Spider-Man, and I started it, but I didn't really play it. I didn't finish it. So what we'll do is, leading up to the release of Spider-Man 2, we'll go back and we'll play the next gen updated version of Spider-Man, because that's going to come out if it hasn't already. And we'll play that. We'll play Spider-Man and then Spider-Man 2, like bang bang right in a row. That's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited for Spider-Man 2. It's going to be awesome. Now, if you're talking about the new movies, I have not seen any of the new Spider-Man movies. I don't know why. I just haven't. But I want to see them all because I've been hearing great things. I want to see this new, like, Spider-Man trilogy. You know, No Way Home, all those movies. I got to see them. Haven't seen any of them. I've seen all the Marvel movies, like, the whole thing, but just not these Spider-Man movies for whatever reason. I don't know why I haven't seen them. Now, what I really want to see in theaters as soon as possible, I gotta schedule this with the Crimson Wife, is Dune. Oh, man, I've been hearing amazing things about Dune. Loved that book. Read it growing up, like back in high school or something. But it's just a classic sci-fi fantasy book. If you haven't read it, you gotta read it. It's a classic. It's really great. And I've been hearing great things about the movie. So gotta get that. Yes, Stan Lee cameo. Dude, Stan Lee is awesome. He's a man. He's in everything. He makes his cameos in like every movie, right? What an amazing guy. Surprisingly, Stan Lee is actually a pretty shy guy. Cora said my favorite costume was probably Killer Clown. Okay, that's like legitimately scary, Cora. That's like actually just straight up scary. My favorite costume of all time ever was I got this pretty awesome Batman costume with like the mask and everything. Like, I loved that thing, and I would just dress up as that like for the rest of the year and just play. I loved Batman. Batman was actually my favorite superhero growing up. I watched the Batman cartoon, like the animated series. I would watch that every day. I just love Batman. His like dark personality and just kind of like the lonely factor, like kind of depressed, you know, but smart, resourceful. I felt like that really captured me, you know, lines up a lot with my personality. So I loved Batman. Yeah, I know, Quora. R.I.P. Stan Lee. Hey, he was an amazing guy, had a good life, and it's pretty cool that he got to see his vision of superheroes turn into this amazing cinematic universe, right? Like, not just comics and cartoons, but the cinematic universe that it became, that he got to see that and be a part of it. I mean, that's pretty cool. So he lived a good life, though, and he'll be remembered fondly. All right. We'll get to the games in a second, but I'm checking in on the poll that I put in the Discord. If you guys are in the Discord, I said, what is your favorite Halloween candy? Mine personally, not just Halloween candy, honestly, probably just my favorite overall candy. I think this is true, is Reese's. I love Reese's. The chocolate and the peanut butter together, just like, oh man, so good. And Reese's is currently winning in the Discord poll. Feel free to vote if you haven't already. Not a lot of votes in here, so it's a close race, but Reese's is winning, followed, to my surprise, favorite Halloween candy by candy corn. And I'm guessing Quora voted. Let me see. Yeah. Wait, Cora and Sabisachi voted for candy corn. Come on. Candy corn, guys. And then 1 vote for Skittles. I've always loved Skittles, but Reese's is the way to go. Sabisachi, what do you mean, how's the situation? What do you mean, how's the situation? Cora says, oh yeah, did you see any northern lights? Cora, I was looking up. I didn't see any. Did you? It's really cloudy here. It's been like stormy. I managed to see a couple stars, and actually the Crimson Kids, I was thinking of you, Cora, because the Crimson Kids, while we were trick-or-treating, they don't usually go out like when it's dark, right? We don't go outside when it's dark with these little kids, but we were out there and they're like, wow, like there's a star up there, and they kept looking at the stars, and like they saw the lights from planes flying over. And so I was looking up and I was like, man, it'd be cool if we saw some northern lights like Cora said, but I didn't see any. Like I say, we basically, where I'm at, there's so much light pollution, we can see like 3 stars and basically clouds and all the city lights like reflecting off of those clouds, so we don't get to see much around here. And it's kind of sad, honestly. The Crimson Kids are like, wow, like look at the stars. It's like there's like 2, you know? It's like, actually there's a quadrillion stars, we just can't see any of them, kids. Someday, when they're not scared out of their minds, we'll go camping. I tried camping in the backyard once, and like couldn't even do that. They were so scared. So we'll work our way up to that, right? We'll eventually get there. Thank you guys for the video likes, by the way. Much appreciated. Core says, I'm farther south and didn't see it, as well as the fact the magnetic field shifted tremendously. Dude, Core, you are all over it. I hadn't heard anything, so yeah, I don't know. That'd be cool, though. I've never seen Northern Lights. Yeah, almost definitely they were almost definitely planets. One of them might have been the Northern Star, the North Star, but I wasn't really paying that much attention. By the way, I got my candy corn G Fuel video up. If you haven't seen that, check that out. This is the Brain Matter Halloween Phase Shaker, and I've got Brain Matter G Fuel in here. I wasn't able to finish editing the Brain Matter video in time for today, Halloween, but I think I'll get it out this week. I've got a lot of footage. I just got to edit it and get it out there. The situation in Discord where I wasn't feeling fine. Yeah, dude. Thanks for asking, by the way, Sabisachi. Yeah, the whole family, we all kind of had some sort of bug this week. We all took COVID tests and they all were negative. So I don't think we had COVID. Who knows, though? None of us were like too seriously sick, but I just felt like my energy was a bit sapped. Like I felt lower energy. I felt dried out, you know, a little bit of snot and whatnot going. But what I'm really happy about, and this is my last story, and then I'll finally get to playing games, is that we had our big Spartan race yesterday, and it ended up being perfect weather. Like, not too cold, not too hot. It was just perfect. But yeah, did our Spartan race. I don't know. Oh, it's backwards. This is my little Spartan wristband for finishing, you know? Sometimes you guys have seen me wear a shirt with the Spartan logo, which looks really cool, black and red. But anyways, I was just praying. I was like, please, God, let me feel well enough to do this race tomorrow, because I have literally been trying to do this Spartan race for 2 years. I signed up once, got injured playing softball, couldn't do that race. Then I signed up for a makeup race, and then that got canceled for the pandemic. So then I signed up for this race, and I was like, if this gets canceled because I'm sick, I am going to be so disappointed. So anyway, God answered my prayers. I felt well enough, not completely better, but well enough. I did the race, and guys, It's a 5K with 20 obstacles all over the Philly baseball stadium down in downtown Philly. And like, we did it in an hour. I actually did the entire 5K and 20 obstacles in an hour. I only failed one obstacle, had to do 15 burpees, and it was the spear throw. I don't throw spears. They only give you one try. And I threw the spear, but then it kind of like angled and like bounced off of the target. So I had to do burpees. But I did all the other obstacles, like these like crazy monkey bars, the rings, climbed up and over this giant mesh thing, carried sandbags, carried water buckets. What else did we do? Jumped several different kinds of walls, and the hardest one was climbing up this like 16-foot tall rope, which I actually did, but I ended up, I don't know if you could say, I got rope burn, and I actually tore the skin off of my finger, sliding back down the rope. But it was a ton of fun. I'm really proud that I was able to do it. And I'm a little bit sore today, but overall, like, I feel good. I'm not dead, so I'm happy. It's been a good weekend. Spartan Race and Halloween. It's been a good weekend. Thank you for asking, Sabisachi and Cora. Glad to hear that you are feeling better as well. So those are all the stories that I wanted to tell before jumping into what remains of Edith Finch. Let's head on over to the PlayStation 5. Okay, so what remains of Edith Finch is a game that I have had for a long time and I've wanted to play for a long time, but I haven't, for whatever reason, you know, I just have more games than I can play, right? But I think that the vibes of What Remains of Edith Finch and the vibes, if we beat this, we'll move on to Gone Home, which is another game that I actually started before, didn't finish. Another game that I want to play. Two short games. I think we can get them both in tonight. Have good vibes for Halloween, but also just like interesting stories that I've wanted to experience for a while. So as you guys know, we are a variety streaming channel, a variety gaming channel. I like to get in a variety of different games, so we are going to hit those games tonight. What Remains of Edith Finch. Excited about that. So yeah, I've never played it before. This will be the first time ever playing it, and we'll just see what does remain of Edith Finch, right? We're here on the PlayStation 5. It looks like it is a PlayStation 4 version though, so it's not upgraded for next gen. But we are on the PlayStation 5 for whatever it's worth. Sabisachi said, I modded a game from a Doom meme when you can't afford Doom Eternal. In Doom Eternal style. Annapurna. I mean, I love Annapurna. I love this company. They make the kind of games that I just love, so I'm excited to be playing What Remains of Edith Finch this evening. Let me turn down the volume for you guys. It might be a bit loud. All right, so we seem to be looking out the back of some boat here. Does it just jump right in? No way, right? I can look around. I can't move. Yeah, sorry about that, Cora. I turned it down. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay, so you can press start. Here seems to be a family tree. Ingeborg, Odin, Edie, Walter, Sam, Calvin, Sven, the Finches, Kay. I don't know what these leaves that are off the tree are. Sounds very, What are these? Like, Swedish? Gregory, Gus, Dawn, Sanjay, Lewis, Milton, and Edith, 1999 to whatever. What Remains of Edith Finch. Edith Finch. I don't know what the controls are. Okay, R1 apparently.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
It looks like a house from Harry Potter, doesn't it? The Weasleys. Okay, so she's looking through like kind of a journal, and we're gonna kind of be playing through the stories of the journal. Kind of reminds us of like Maquette, right? A little bit how they did that game. I think it's the same company, right? Didn't Annapurna do Maquette?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Basically a walking simulator.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Okay, so her brother died.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The Finches. Let's get a nice little screenshot there. Okay, Cora says that they did do Maquette. That's what I thought. Let's see, can I go down this way? Looks like I can go either way, huh? Well, what happens if I go this way? This game's probably a little bit old. I think Maquette obviously was made after.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Hoof prints? From the buck.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
What's the mystery of the family? Oh, here's the house. Here's the full house. Look at that. Precarious, but awesome. All right, let's walk back through the woods just to see if there's anything to see over here. This is where the OCD completionist in me kind of takes over, you know?
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
That's funny, we got an achievement for going backwards. See? This game's made for people like me. See, whereas Maquette was like a puzzle game, I don't think that this is quite like that, you know? It's not really trying to be a puzzle game. Okay, so I can zoom in with L1, L2. I think R1, R2 is kind of like the interact button, essentially. I think you guys might have seen too, at the Spartan race, there was a guy dressed up as Dr. Disrespect, and he ran the whole race. Like, wig, headphones, you know, camo pants, the red shirt, everything. He had the whole getup, and he ran the whole race as Dr. Disrespect. It's impressive. I wish I could run, though. Wish I could move faster. Cora, I was wondering. I'm also wondering if a lot of people think that it was literally him. Oh, look, this says missing. Milton Finch, missing. I wonder if this was her brother who, like, died or something. Yeah, sorry, Cora. I thought when I tweeted it was clear that somebody was just, like, dressed up as him. But I think a lot of people, because that tweet actually got, like, 250 likes or something. So I think a lot of people might have thought it actually was him. But Dr. Disrespect lives on the West Coast.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child,
Not on the East
the house
Coast.
made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Those are the words. I'm afraid. Dude, wind chimes are awesome and kind of eerie at the same time, aren't they? Going in through the doggy door.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. All right, sounds good, Quora. Nice little workbench. These type of games are always
to the
fun
Crimson Knights.
To like just explore and see all the little things that they put in and the details and whatnot.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Bunch of fishing rods, kind of a sporty place.
For the first time in years,
Edie, Dawn, Lewis, Milton, and Edith. I think Milton must have been her brother who died.
I felt like I was home.
Yeah, Sabusachi, I'm with you. I like this. Have you played this game before or seen it? This is my first time. Like, I've never seen it. I've never played it. But I like
instead
the
of a
vibes.
family, there were just memories of one.
Edith, Edie, Lewis, and Dawn. In loving memory of Lewis Finch, beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Edie, memorial service. Okay, so her brother was, what? 22? But now I'm confused, though. Lewis on here? Okay, Lewis is on here, but it said Milton was the one who was missing, right? The Holiday Feast, Witch's Kitchen, A Viking's Belly, Nordic Cookbook. Yeah, it's kind of like a Nordic setting, or at least a Nordic family. I wonder where Annapurna's based, actually. Oh, man, I gotta get some pumpkin pie.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Hey, Casapol, how's it going? I'm doing well, dude. Had a good time tonight trick-or-treating with the Crimson kids and excited to play a old but new game for me. What Remains of Edith Finch. So I'm having a good weekend. Yesterday completed the Spartan race, something that I've been hoping to do for the past 2 years. Finally did it. So I'm having a great weekend at Casapol. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Sabisachi says it's your first time too. Okay, well, we'll experience it together. Thank you again for the video likes.
Or only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
That sounds like my house. We only pretty much can get pizza or Chinese food delivered to my house here. I wish that there was more.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
I wonder what happened the night they left. Like,
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
why did they all suddenly run away from the house? What happened? All right, so it's like on a lake. That looks cool.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
They literally, like, labeled the wheelchair Edie. Like, who else was going to use that wheelchair?
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
A smile with too many teeth. Honestly, though, I would love to live in a house like this, or retire to a house like this, or have a vacation house like
Even
this.
the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
The words went up the chimney. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you're having a good Halloween evening. A little bug collection here. Veterans. What do we have here? It says Barbara. Oh, I guess I can move this?
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
It's like Sasquatch in the background. Bigfoot. Oh, look there. Barbara Finch filming Bigfoot. That's pretty funny. Cool bug collection. I've never personally gotten into bug collecting, but it's cool. It's cool. Oh my gosh. One of these lift chairs. Reminds me of this Black Jack, or what am I saying? Jack Black skit. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Oh, here we go.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Okay, so Lewis apparently died at the age of 22, and then Milton went missing? Like, what happened? This door is like sealed. Look at that. This door is sealed. Okay. We can go over here and open this door before we go
Mom
up the
always told me
stairs.
to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Oh. Okay. We can't get in the basement yet. What's here?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
I don't know. What do you guys think happened?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
She sealed up the doors? That's pretty creepy. Bigfoot.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Lot of books. I can't read all the titles. Oh, look, there's Barbara's door. Huh. The Big Book of Homeschooling. The Curse and the Wise Woman. I love this kind of bookshelf, like, nooks and crannies. That's awesome. What do we have here? Molly. Oh, sorry. I missed that. You said, Sabyasachi said that's an Indian name. Annapurna is derived from Sanskrit, meaning the giver of food and nourishment. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Sabyasachi. Yeah, so that's the name of the studio that has produced some of these games.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Pretty cool. Oh, look, there's the house, like, sunk down to the bottom. As if it's all underwater.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 leagues under the sea. Let's see if this works.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
All right, here we go.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Sabyasachi says, what do you think, Crimson? Is this game horror or puzzle? I don't think it's horror. I think it's gonna have like kind of sad emotional vibes to it, but I think it's primarily a story walking simulator. There may be some puzzle to it, but I think it's primarily kind of like a weird mystery story type of thing, but not
I
horror.
grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's awesome. Gerbil's not there anymore.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
What's that? A little caterpillar type of thing. All right, here's a journal. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947.
That's old.
Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Okay, so now we're Molly Finch. It's gonna be, it seems like it's like all these kind of nested stories, huh? Little nested experiences. Looks like it's either snowy or foggy outside. It's a pretty well done goldfish.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Oh my gosh, guys. One time in middle school or something, at my youth group, we did this like crazy relay, obstacle course relay race type of thing. And one of the stations, now I'm sorry if this, you know, whatever, is offensive or something, but at the time it was crazy. Like, they had a bunch of goldfish, and to move on to the next station, you had to swallow a live goldfish whole. And so I swallowed a goldfish. Just a live goldfish. Oh my gosh, man. I can't believe I did that.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
You ate the gerbil food?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Halloween. Happy Halloween. All right, I'm assuming this door is going to be like locked or something.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Got her own personal bathroom.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh my gosh, eating toothpaste? I was like, please don't drink the toilet water. Please don't do that.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window.
I guess if she wrote about it, she
was
must
a
have
barn
lived through this
swallow
night.
going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
It's a chain on the windows.
And suddenly, I was a cat.
What the heck's going on? We're a cat? Okay, this is not what... I don't know. I was not expecting the
I tried
game to
be
go
quiet,
this
but the bird
direction.
was really scared.
Where are we supposed to go now?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
There they are. Take a screenshot of that. All right. Can we get up there? Where? I guess we got to go, like, to this pole. We're very nimble, cat. Oh, there's the bird's nest. This bird hates us. Well, I want to go look at the nest, though. Thank you guys for the video likes. We're currently a cat.
The babies were all gone.
Aw. The babies.
I jumped and I almost got her.
This girl's having a trippy dream. That's what's happening. Wait, how do I get up there?
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Piggies.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
She wants to eat the bird? Okay. Let's get the job done. Does this mama bird represent her actual mom?
Her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Okay, all right. Now we're an owl. Apparently we hear teeth nibbling in the grass, but where are we supposed to go? I guess we gotta go towards the sound. Rabbits. Let's get them. I missed. Oh, wait. We're still swooping in. We're still swooping in. Get him! This girl is evil.
And seen mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Okay. Is this girl's problem? All right, so we just ate a rabbit, tore it apart, didn't chew apparently.
A mama rabbit.
Now we're gonna eat the mama again. This girl's got issues. All right, here we go. We're going in. We're going in. Got the mom.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Oh my gosh.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Okay. Okay. What? We gotta get, we gotta bounce ourselves down the hill. What?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
I thought we were gonna get hit by a
I
car.
was hungrier than ever.
I don't know if a shark has ever been hit by a car. No, it's, I guess it must have, right? Okay, so we're hungry. Oh, there's a shipwreck here. Let's move in on this. It's like some sort of seal or something. Get him!
Fat, juicy seals.
Fat, juicy seals. Like them wriggling. Get him? Where's the seal? I lost him. Wait. There he is. I can't tell. Okay, it seems like Okay, so I can control the verticality here. I didn't realize that. I was just pulling forward on the stick to like go faster. Get him?
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh my gosh, this girl is sick. Molly, what is wrong with you? Also, where's all the blood? Because sharks smell blood. They follow the blood. Oh, there it is. Come here, you flipperless seal.
Grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Now what are we? We're like an octopus? My gosh, dude. Okay, this game is very different from what I was expecting. All right, I'm assuming we want to try to eat this bird, maybe?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
We're just straight up a monster. I don't know what we're doing here, though. I think we're just following this bird. What is this? Oh my gosh, maybe we're gonna eat a person.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh my gosh, I think we just ate a person. This game is trippy, dude.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
It's true. True for most of us, I think. Let's go over here. Is that actually what that song says? Got him. Yummy. Must be Christmas time now in this game. Something, I don't know.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Now we're still this monster. Oh my gosh. This game is, what is going on? Yo, Quora, you said apparently Roblox went down for 72 hours. People are crying over it on Twitter. Yeah, dude, I saw that. I don't know if it's just the meme or if it's actually what happened, but apparently Chipotle put a store in Roblox, and I think they might have been giving away like free burritos or like something. And apparently like millions of people signed into Roblox to try to go to this virtual Chipotle, and that may have been what crashed Roblox. I don't know if there's been any official word though on why Roblox has been down, but that is apparently one theory of what actually happened. So virtual Chipotle. The Chipotle thing is fully a meme. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why Roblox is down though for real, but that's pretty crazy that it's been down that long. And yeah, so we were Edith Finch. Okay, here's what's going on. We're like nesting stories, and now it's getting really trippy. We're Edith Finch on the back of a boat, reading our journal about visiting this house. So then we go into the journal. Then we're playing as Edith Finch, visiting the house. We're doing that story. We visit. We crawl into Molly's room. We read Molly's journal. Suddenly, we're Molly. So now we're Molly. Then Molly turns into a cat, turns into an owl, turns into a shark, turns into a sea monster. And here we are. We're now a sea monster as Molly is Edith Finch, who is actually on the back of a boat reading her journal.
I onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Okay, we just came out of our own toilet. Is Molly gonna eat herself as a sea monster?
Closer and closer.
We're back in Molly's room and we're gonna eat ourselves. What the heck? What does that mean? Okay, how do we slither up though? Or maybe we go eat our actual mom? Oh, my stomach
started growling.
Now we're the monster under our own bed?
I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Delicious. Okay, so Molly's got issues.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Wait a second. But Molly only lived for 10 years. What? Look at this family tree. What is going on here? Okay, Edie lived for what? 93 years? Edie lived for 93 years? But then look at this. Calvin lived to the age of 11. Barbara lived to the age of 16. Molly lived to the age of 10. Gregory only lived for 1 year. Gus lived to the age of 13. Lewis made it to 22. Milton, oh yeah, Milton's dead too. Look at this, 1992 to 2003. Dude only lived to be 11. And now Edith. What is up with this family, dude? Cora says the real crash was because of Windows 11 software updates and compatibility, according to what you saw. Interesting. That kind of doesn't make sense, though, because... Why would that screw with, like, why would that screw with the servers? You know, why would that put servers down? Oh, yeah, look, Molly, 1937 and 1947.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
All right. Here we go. Can't go on the tree.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Okay, there's a frickin' picture of a snake in there. For Bob? 4? Burpee? Okay. Lurpy? What? Okay, this one's a lizard. Rob.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Louis died a week before they left. But Edie was already knew that he was gonna die? Like, what?
Her room was like a museum.
I guess that's a model of the house that we're in. Odin Finch joining the great majority. The mysteries of death and thereafter. Odin Finch. Creepy dude. Oh, look. There's that nest with the eggs. Notice that? Have you guys ever seen one of these?
Years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune.
Norway.
And
there you go.
misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave
He
the
brought
curse
his
behind.
whole house? Oh, okay.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Odin, of course.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Have you guys ever seen one of these, though? These old-timey, like,
Whatever's
picture
wrong
things?
with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Sven and Edie. Sven always just makes me think of Frozen. Great movie, dude. I want to watch that again. What's this say?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
What's this?
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Edith Jr. I guess Edith. Edie won't go. 72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Molly Concepts. Mural sketches. Barbara Concepts. I guess she was like painting everyone in the family or something. Built in 1937.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Dragon kills Finch. That's kind of funny, actually. Tragedy strikes the Finch family pond. Building a dragon slide. There are worse ways to go, honestly. That's pretty cool. You could say you got killed by a dragon.
Even
Happy
in her
90th
90s.
birthday.
Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
See, Cora says, no, I've never seen one of those little picture viewer things. See, kids these days, You've got all the technology. You don't have the simple things. Oh my gosh, what is this? Like a pink shag carpet? It's like, oh, it's like coral almost. Can't see our reflection.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
That is a pretty big trace. Ooh, can we unlock this? There's a secret in the bathroom, in this bathroom. Okay, so we can unlock it. Apparently this key unlocks a lot of things.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Can
It's
pull
in the
this.
last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Dude, what is up with this house? Calvin Finch. 1950 to 1951.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
It's like a hidden dark room. One of the coolest / creepiest parts of my actual house, guys, is that there is a dark room in the basement. It's not a finished basement, and it's like off in the corner of the basement, like this creepy old unused, like rundown basement-y dark room. Like that's the kind of stuff that actually gets put into horror movies, you know? Ugh. Like I don't want to go in that room. Guess it's not that secret if there's like literally a tunnel to it. Oh, okay. So this was, I guess, Milton's room? No, Sam's room. This was Sam's room. Yeah, dark room. The Secret Lives of War Photographers. United States Marine Corps got accepted. Sam Finch got accepted to the Marines. Bunch of film. This is a pretty cool room, though.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Put down the rope.
And that he never talked about him.
It's over here. It'd be awesome to have something like this actually in your house, wouldn't it? Like a secret fake bookshelf thing. Oh, that looks creepy though. All right, let's back out for a second. We'll go in. We'll go in there, but first, let's see if we can go up here. Hey, Ricky, how's it going? Happy
I guess
Halloween.
my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Did you dress up as Lord Vader today? Okay, no, Calvin was 11. Sorry, I misread that before.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Got a broken foot here with a cast on it. There's him taking photos over
My brother
there.
said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
if I can get off of this. I'm like swinging back and forth. Oh, I see.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Are we playing as Calvin or Sam?
Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Dinner's ready.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh, is this the day he died?
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Oh, he's trying to go all the way around.
I'm gonna tell you again.
So we can
Maybe if the
control
wind hadn't picked
both.
up,
We can control both feet.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
And we're gonna try
I
to
think
swing
he'd already
all the
made
way
up his mind.
around.
That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Dang, man. It's getting me in the feels a little bit too. Shoot.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
It's like a little astronaut. Dang, man. Ricky, you didn't go anywhere today. Why not? Thank you for the video likes. We're playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Kind of a walking simulator, mystery, narrative type of game.
After the
Never
funeral,
played it before.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, they had shared a room. I see. Sam and Calvin.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
That's cool. That's a cool room. That would suck to, you know, share a room with your brother who died young.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Ricky, is trick-or-treating a thing where you're at? Or not really? I'm gonna go to the next room though. This looks like it's Barbara's room, maybe? There's a bra here.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Happy birthday, Barbara.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
1944 to 1960, so she made it all the way to 16 years old. The dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Surprise ending of Barbara Finch.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in
BeastieCon.
a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, Her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Who is narrating
I'm
this?
hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Ah, there we
I'll be back
go.
in a sec.
We've got the secret. That's what we needed.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Dude, this is so creepy. Okay, we're now in a comic book, going into the basement of this house. Apparently cut his hand.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear. Crack.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then
I'm furious.
All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
And
She
you're
threw
no
him
longer
out.
my girlfriend.
Have something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
Ah, she kicked out her boyfriend.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Did Walter actually die? Because this is going to be so messed up. Also, there's a skeleton there?
smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here. How is this gonna end? Like, is this a whole silly story, or is she actually about to, like, die? Oh, we can go this way.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Let's sneak up behind him and kill him. Crack!
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story. Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
Oh my gosh.
It was a dream come true.
Yeah, but where's her...
And she
Where's
saw
Walter?
what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time.
Okay, well, thank goodness for Walter at least.
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
My gosh.
I call a real eerie tale.
Oh my gosh, there are her ears on the back of this thing? There's pretty much no way
Edie told me all
Edith
Barbara
survives
wanted was
this,
to be
right?
remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. I want real answers. I want answers. What is going on in this house? I don't think we can get through here, so we're just gonna have to go back out this way, I guess. You would say the rip-off Vader stuff's your
I
favorite?
guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I'm definitely gonna go back and play with that music box, though. Wait, what's this?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
All right, we'll go back to the music box, but I suppose we can keep going up. Well, no, maybe we should go back down.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
All right. Let's just see if we can open to upstairs or if this is like a dead end for
Mom
now.
must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
All right. So we have to go to the basement. The basement's where we're going. It seems like this is a relatively linear game in that sense. Like it's a little bit open world, but not really. You kind of just have to go where it's leading you, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. All right, here we go. IRL getting the basement key. There it is. Pretty cool, though. All right, here we go into this creepy basement. Thank you guys for the video likes. I hope you're enjoying this creepy, interesting walking simulator mystery, What Remains of Edith Finch. I hope you're having a good Halloween, everybody. All right, so apparently it's still daylight outside, so the basement isn't as dark and creepy as it could be.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Another tetanus shot. Here's the wood that she was painting on. Oh, and there's a model of the dragon slide that ended up killing him. The saw that cut his hand.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
And what was she hiding? Body parts?
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Gosh. This isn't like a... What is this? Dude, I'm getting chills playing this game. Like, oh, there's a whole tunnel.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Oh, it's like a whole stockpiled supply for like the end of the world.
Stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Yeah, I don't think any of you have gotten very far. Walter. Little model trains down here. A pretend view of the lake. Like a pretend window so you don't just go crazy living underground. Smart though, smart. Walter, 1952 to 2005, so he actually made it to 53 years old. This seems to be
everyone.
Suicide note, essentially.
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
So living down here for 30 years?
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Ugh.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Are we literally just gonna keep opening peaches? I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of or read the book? I think it's called Into the Wild.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
It's about like the last hermit. This guy that like lived in the woods in Maine, I think, for like 30 years. Crazy. Just by himself. No, like, just absolutely insane.
And then one day, everything just stopped.
So Walter, who hid under the bed, ended up living in a cave under the house for like 30 years?
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
The tremors are gone now.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Can you imagine living in a tiny room like this for 30 years? I can't even imagine living in a giant house for 30 years. Oh, here we go. More? Dude. And there's just books everywhere. But like, why? I guess if you're stuck in a tiny little cellar for 30 years, you'd want a lot of books.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
Sweetie Crisps.
And Calvin.
This is like his trash pile down here.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Seems like it's going to, based on how the other stories have gone thus far. Already broke through into train tracks?
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
All right, but I want to look at what's behind. Okay, so yeah, we broke through into a tunnel with train tracks.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
I don't think you're going to get very far.
Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
It's like a motivational poster.
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Wow, dude didn't even get one more day. He got about 1 minute, and then he got hit by a train. Come on, Walter. Did you forget about trains?
6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Sheesh. Dude, literally, how could he forget about trains? He spent all of his time building them. Look, he was building and painting trains.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
All the tremors that he was hearing was obviously trains going by. They stopped for like a week. He goes out on the track. immediately gets hit by a train. What is this game, dude? Here we go, though.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But
See,
if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
This game is called What Remains of Edith Finch, but technically we're playing as Edith Finch Jr., like the second. So I wonder if this game is actually primarily about Edie Finch, the first Edith
I
Finch.
can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Yikes. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two.
Maybe
I thought
two.
it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
It's quite possible. Like, these train tracks go to nothing. How did dude get hit by a train? What? How did he get hit by a train?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
All right, let's get a nice shot here. Nice little shot with the moonlight. It's not a crimson moon, but it's a moon, you know. It's in the family, in the Moon family.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Well, this is creepy. Wonder if this fell off the top of the house.
And the history you're a part of.
Here's the question. Can we, like, go out into the water? No. It won't let me. It won't let me, guys. I tried.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Well, are we going to get any kind of closure in this game?
Believed them, for what that's worth.
Oh, I see. Maybe we could have actually walked over this thing? No. Interesting. Today, when we were trick-or-treating, somebody had literally set up like a giant kind of makeshift haunted house in their front yard. Like multi-room makeshift haunted house. Pretty impressive. Pretty crazy. I tried to take the Crimson kids through it, but they got scared. I mean, they're just little guys. They got scared, so they backed out. But it was impressive. They had like smoke machines, all kinds of little rooms built into this thing. They just set it up using, like, I don't know, tarp and pipes and stuff to make all these rooms. Ceiling. It was lit.
And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Oh, look, here's the swing where the one kid died. Calvin. Let's walk over here.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Kind of
What
sad.
kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
I'm
3
kind of with
gerbils are
you.
mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, Derpy Jr. Lucy, Daisy, Charlie, Tucker, Coco, Zoe. Oliver, Bob, Shadow, Christopher, Shotzi, Bailey, Frog.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
I'm guessing Edie was also filling the cemetery based on how this is going so far. Molly, Calvin, Sven, Edie, lived the longest. Walter Finch, Barbara Finch.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh yeah, there's actually the sunken house. It's actually there. That's what that is. I thought that was like a buoy or something, but it's actually the sunken house. I'm trying to get a good shot here. Maybe that. That looks pretty good. All right, let's take a look in this thing. And we're gonna look at the original sunken house that they tried to transport.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I can't really look around anymore.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Oh, I see. The cemetery keeps
But
going.
the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gus Finch lived to be 13. Gregory lived to be 1. Sam made it to 33. Probably died in combat, would be my guess, as a Marine. What do I have over here? Milton. No death date there. Sanjay. Lived to be 36.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Lewis Finch.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
And wonder what the heck is wrong with your family. But
looking back on it now,
This is where we were as the cat.
If she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh my gosh, we're 22 weeks pregnant. What are we doing on this tree branch? We're gonna kill 2 people. 2 finches are about to die at the same time. What are we doing? America.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
It's a knife, casual.
They were both pretty intense.
That bear actually kind of scared me a little bit. All right, a goose.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
All the medals. Look there, Sam Finch on the rifle. Bunch of war medals. Looks like a Purple Heart right there. Must have been discharged for getting injured in combat. Don't worry, I saw the journal, but that's going to trigger
Instead of
kind of the
hiding
next
from death,
thing.
Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Sam actually lived longer than most of the Finches, ironically. Kitty cat. Can you pet the kitty cat? Oh, no. But I bet that's the cat that we were playing as when we were Molly. Little random connections between different stories and rooms and whatnot. Airline ticket. It's like binoculars and a goose call, maybe. Creepy bird out there that won't be quiet. This would be an awesome room, though. Like, look at that. You're basically sleeping under the stars, just full skylights. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's open this thing up. See what happens here. Photos, of course.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
What? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
Took her photo.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
Odin Finch National Park.
Just be
okay.
careful. That camera's older than you are.
What are we gonna take a photo of here?
Drunk all that coffee.
We're gonna take a picture of him peeing.
Still freezing though.
Hey!
Got him!
That's a keeper.
Just took a picture of him peeing.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
All right, Dad. How
Last
about
time
this?
I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Dad!
There's the...
Eyes, Dawn.
Got him! We shot the deer
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
with a camera. What? What are we taking a picture of here?
Dad, I...
Just breathe.
He's about to shoot that deer.
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready.
Great
Shot of
shot,
myself.
Don.
Oh my gosh, that's a gruesome picture. She's crying.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, now I can control. I'm controlling him.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Run!
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn.
Totally normal.
Just focus on the camera.
Just take a...
Try not to think about...
Dad!
That's how he died? He got killed by the buck? What is this game? Oh my
All these
gosh,
stories,
dude.
That's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Are you serious? First of all, Dawn, if you'd made a better shot, your dad would still be alive. No, I'm just kidding. This game is far more messed up than I expected. Just what? What? Man, we're working our way up the family tree. Is this karma? Sachi, I think it is, dude, because, like, what? I did not see that coming. I guess I should have. Sheesh. Super Death Bros Ultimate. Everyone is dead. Yes. They actually are, Ricky. Everyone is dead. Oh, look, there's like the antler of the deer. Maybe this is the deer that killed him. Oh, gosh. What are the odds? That might be the deer that killed him. What is wrong with this game? Oh my gosh, man. All right, let's go. All right, now we're like walking on the rafters. You got to make sure you step on the boards, because if you step on the not boards, you might go right through the ceiling.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Just like random toys and crap all through the secret passages in this house. Okay, so this is also pretty creepy. Teamwork, respect, strength. Gregory. Dawn and Gus all have like military lockers and beds and cribs. My gosh, dude. Okay. Gregory only lived for 1 year, man. Dude, this part might make me cry. Serious right now. Come on! All right, we're gonna do it though. Drinking some Brain Matter G Fuel in my new Brain Matter Phase G Fuel shaker. Not sponsored by G Fuel, just an enthusiast. Would love to be sponsored at some point. Probably not gonna happen though. What are the chances that's Gregory's head? A, very high. Oh, God. Dude.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Gus lived to be 13. Like, they made... Edie was, like, making portraits of each person. Their duties. Raise flag at 7:30 a.m. Look, there's a climbing wall in here. That's awesome. All right, no, we're not going to do it, though.
Loft after her brothers died.
I've actually thought about putting a climbing wall...
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
...in my house for the Crimson kids. All right, let's do these stories before we go up there, though. All right, here's Gregory, lived to be 1-year-old. This is going to make me cry, dude. Divorce contract. Why would that be in the crib?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory! I legit taught the Crimson kids how to spell using those, like, foam letters on the side. You guys remember those? And when you don't have teeth, you know, and you can kind of, like, suck and chew on the, like, little foam letters. I'm controlling the frog.
Over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Is this kid gonna, like, drown in this tub? You don't leave a kid alone in a tub, dude. This is just freaking messed up.
I wonder what he saw.
Pop! Can it jump? Pop!
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us. sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
That's on divorce papers. All right, so that kid drowned in the tub. Oh my gosh, man. This is just messed up, dude. This is worse than horror. This is like heart-wrenching. Okay. Avengers, Infinity Death. Avengers, End Life. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, no edits needed. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, here's this kid. He lived to be 13. We'll click on it. Here we go. A poem for Gus.
Who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard.
Now we're flying a kite.
My brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Let's collect the letters.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
We are gathered here today.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I now pronounce you
husband and wife. We don't need a stepmom. You know this is going from peaceful to dark, don't you? What am I supposed to do is the question. Oh, there's a bunch of letters over here. Let's get all those out.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Typical 13-year-old, am I right?
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
What's this? Is this kid gonna get, like, struck by lightning or what?
But no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
We're flying this kite. Oh, now we're collecting all the chairs? Okay. Knocking everything down.
Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
Blew it up. There goes the tent.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Dang. They forgot about him. I guess he got, like, sucked by the tent.
Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Like, you know all these stories are gonna end with the person dying, but, like, actually hearing the story and, like, playing it out just feels so depressing. Okay, so there's Gus's kite that killed him. How messed up is that you literally keep the things that killed them right there? Emergency evacuation plan, yeah, right. No playing outside without permission. No answering door for strangers. No messes after dark. All chores before dark. Respect others. Each kid has their own little light. I guess if the Finches had followed those rules, maybe they wouldn't all be dead. All right, here we go. Up the climbing wall. Anybody eating some Halloween candy this evening? I actually didn't bring any up here with me, so I gotta go, I'll have to go downstairs and get some. Holy Bible. And then Dawn Finch's journal or something. All right, let's open this thing up.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Okay. Dawn. Christian. What do all these things say? College application deadlines. Like places to visit. To do. Majors. High school. Don't forget. Schedule eye exam. Fly to India. 10 ways to teach critical thinking, religion, science, math, history, where helping hands create safe places. All right, so it seems like she's maybe a Christian, volunteering maybe, or teaching, going to India. I guess she's engaged or married to Sanjay. Maybe that's, in this case, my father? Is it? Dawn and Sanjay, maybe? Anyway. All right, let's open it up. Let's see.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay, it is. Her dad, Sanjay. GG's to Sabyasachi, who won a duel with Rancid Ricky in the chat. Getting kind of windy out there, huh? All right, so I can't get through here. Where am I actually supposed to go now? The only thing I think I can do is like backtrack, huh? She said she's 22 weeks pregnant, by the way. So she's 22 weeks pregnant doing this. I guess I have to go out this way. I mean... Sabyasachi won again, this time against Quora. Okay, where am I supposed to go, though? Am I supposed to backtrack like this? No. I can't backtrack. I must have missed something, guys. What am I missing? These are MREs. That's funny. Military guy, of course, got MREs in here. Sabyasachi, you're being too nice. You won those points fair and square. You don't need to give the points back. Especially to mods. Come on. Oh, shoot. Okay, I gotta go back up there. I didn't realize. It looks like you can actually go out the side window there. Sorry, guys. I just didn't see that. Didn't mean to be wasting time here. Yeah, it looks like we can go out here. I just missed this. Sorry about that.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
All right, now we're climbing up the tower here. Can't go down this way because the stairs are broken.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Lewis, Milton, and
And to
Edith
see kids in the house again.
each had their own little garden space. It's got pictures of the house, I guess. Mint, thyme, sage, and basil. Dawn, bunch of dead flowers. This would be really cool, though. I mean, look at this.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, instead of just having people stay in the rooms of the deceased family members, they kept building new rooms on top. So this
And for a
was
while,
Edith's place.
Things were good. Almost normal.
Our family history, fact or fiction? Oh my gosh. Who knows?
But it didn't last.
Relief efforts end in disaster. Reading is a hoot. Great job. All right, here we go.
Beginning of
Sabyasachi's Moon Rock Rich.
when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton's 10th birthday, Edith gave him a castle. All right, here we go. Oh, you can actually look in.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Kind of depressing, too, because they're all just black and white as far as I can tell. A little bit of yellow, though. Let's go all the way around just to see. Can't climb up the vines. This looks like just a picture of his door. He painted a picture of his door.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
You know what this reminds me of? Unfinished Swan. Who made that game? Let me look that up. That game is by Giant Sparrow and Santa Monica Studio. Ironically, I never finished Unfinished Swan. Yeah, this reminds me a lot of that, though. All right, let's head up the rope here. Extra. This would be an awesome room, though. I mean, look at this. What a sweet room. So, for some reason, Milton just says 1992. I guess he went missing or something. Alright, let's see what's going on here.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
The Magic Paintbrush. That's pretty funny. This is getting real meta here.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So it says Milton made it to 11 years old, but apparently just disappeared. So they didn't put a death date. All right, guys, it seems like we're getting close to the end of the family tree, at least. Now, where do we go? Oh, okay. Click this.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Where'd he go?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Personally, I love the visuals of this game in particular, and just games like this.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
The cannery. All right, he lived to
Everyone
be
always told me to stay out of Lewis's room.
22.
Except Lewis.
It's looking psychedelic in there. Oh, look, he's literally got like a bong in here.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
By that, she means weed. San Juan Ale. Wonderland Turbo, aka a little SNES. What do we got here? Lewis Finch locker contents.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Just like packing fish or whatever.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, I can control this in my mind. Now I'm doing two things at the same time. This is like kind of an experiment.
I asked him to describe it.
I have to split my
He
mind.
said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved.
I'm definitely gonna cut my hand off, right?
and toads. And things that have not names.
That have not names.
He knew it was all in his head.
Going through a
But he
tit
took
fish.
it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
I must find myself in these halls.
But he found something more.
3D? Holy.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Lewis has quite the imagination here.
I even
except
encouraged him.
the imagination's taken over more and more.
It seemed very promising at first.
His work is taking less and less.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
A dog in his imagination. I want to go to
On the
camp.
edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
All of my villagers.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Talked about starting a band in his mind.
And he was always humming something.
It's catchy though.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him. That all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
What are we gonna do?
He held an election for mayor.
He held an election?
And he won.
It's like, Mario!
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Lol. He
It became
won
a
for
game.
mayor and then his mind wandered away. Lewistopia, now where are we going? Yeah, you know something bad's...
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
You know something bad's coming, right?
New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Oops. Ran into an island.
Minneapolis. Until one day he
Minneapolis.
forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
He's just there, like, chopping fish heads, imagining crap and ignoring his mom. It looks like I am in his hand, and behind me we just keep chopping fish heads on the screen. Oh my gosh. Handsome queen, beautiful prince. Let's go handsome queen.
Handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
radiant rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Why not?
He followed the sound of her
We're going sitar. She's gonna have a sitar.
Electric sitar.
Sitars are a really cool instrument. I love the sound. I think you guys know I play guitar. I've never played sitar though, actually.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
East of the sun, west of the moon.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
This is actually getting tough. Oh my gosh, look.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Now I can't even see the chopper or the conveyor belt. I just see the fish.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
I think you're right, Sabiyasad. He might end up cutting off his head or his hands or something.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
That's the real Lewis.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
His imagination is very detailed. Oh, but now we're here. Hey, Froky. Or Frocky, I don't know how you say it. The Doom Eternal giveaway was up while we were playing Doom Eternal. So, there's not a Doom Eternal giveaway going on at the moment. But basically, every time I'm playing Doom Eternal, I do G Fuel sample giveaways. Every time I give G Fuel sample giveaways to people in chat, random people in chat, every time I beat one of the levels in the Doom Eternal playthrough. So right now, I don't remember the schedule off the top of my head. I think the next Doom Eternal is actually scheduled for not tomorrow, but the next Monday. So Ricky has another sub night that has been redeemed, and that's going to be on November 8th. We're going to continue with some Doom Eternal on Nightmare mode, and each time I beat a level, I will do a giveaway to one lucky person in chat. G Fuel samples, Spicy Demonade, or Sour Demonade. So we're not doing a giveaway tonight, but we will be doing giveaways many times, including not tomorrow, but the next Monday when we continue with the Doom Eternal playthrough. It's interesting how they made the imagination so, like, detailed and then, like, came back to reality, you know? Like, he's in these palaces in his mind, and then it's like, actually, this is his life.
He began to forget the world we know.
In this cannery.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Lewis, the cannery worker, being himself. He is Lewis, the cannery
worker. He began to despise
worker.
the man with a royal contempt.
This is himself, right here, Finch. Look, he's just sitting here imagining. He's not even actually chopping and moving fish. Bro, hey. You have to actually chop and can the fish, bro. Well, I guess we're just gonna chop and can ourselves.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
We crowned something here.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Do do do.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
The wise Calico. Look, there's that cat again, making another appearance into these imaginative death stories. You said, Sabisachi said, that's the imagination power makes us forget who we are. Here's the queen.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
And that is die. Oh my gosh, Sabisachi, I think you were right, dude. It's a guillotine. We've been chopping fish heads all this time.
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Jeez, man. Guillotined himself in a cannery? Come on.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So her two brothers, one disappeared, one offed himself in a cannery. Okay, so at this point, the only two people left on this family tree that we haven't really, well, three, let's say. Dawn, my mom, my mom. Edie, my grandmom, and then myself, Edith. Those are the three that are left. Okay, so the grandmom, the mom, and then the daughter, the granddaughter. Before we continue the game, though, that was an interesting little segment because, Sabisachi just said that's the imaginative power makes us forget who we are. I think that reading books, watching movies and shows, playing video games can be really great in terms of imagining, absorbing stories and lessons and truths, broadening our world, all those kinds of things. But when we escape too much into kind of fantasy life and just fake life, that can be a real problem, right? Because then suddenly we're living a life that isn't real rather than actually living our true life. And so I think there's always kind of that danger with technology, especially because I think there's something addictive about all of it, that can be addictive about video games or shows, movies, all that type of thing. But even just in our minds, like our fantasy life, it's good to keep that stuff in check. Make sure you put good limits on it. Because otherwise, not that you're ever going to be the extreme of this Lewis story that we just saw, but we can kind of lose ourselves in that and miss out on real life if we're not careful. So I think there's a good lesson there. Just want to throw that out there. Ricky said, when are we doing the BioShock stream? That's not going to be until the end of November, unless, Ricky, you want to swap BioShock and the next Doom stream, but I'm assuming you don't. So, yeah, again, kind of growing pains in terms of switching over to sub Fridays, Friday nights. So I'm just not able to do them all. Plus, there are a number of new games releasing, and we're going to focus those. So, BioShock wouldn't be till the end of November, Ricky. Yo, how's it going? Citrian said, been playing League with friends, but have this in the background to bump that viewership. Thanks, Citrian. Yeah, man, I know, you know, I guess I feel a little bad because I was hoping that, that Beaks would still be able to play tomorrow, but I wanted to do like a different kind of Halloween stream, play some different games with different vibes. So anyway, but Citrian, if you want to play tomorrow night, I'm still down, but no pressure. But enjoy League, and thanks for the viewership. It's got like pills, psychiatric pills, all sorts of stuff going on here. All right, let's see what this is.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
And he also died in actuality. Yeah, there's literally weed in that bowl. All right, yeah, just keep me posted, Citrian. But yeah, no pressure, dude. I'm down to play next Sunday at least. Man, what a beautiful place to live, though. I guess this must be Seattle, Washington. This must be. If he was working in a cannery while living here.
Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Okay, so Lewis killed himself. And
she waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
They decided to just get the heck out of there. Makes sense. The place feels cursed.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Wow, you wish you'd stayed?
But I understand why we left.
Yeah, of course. This place is horrifying. Edith, Mom.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Happy 90th birthday. Disaster relief, Sanjay Kumar. I think he died in some sort of disaster relief, like accident or whatever. All right, Cora. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Happy Halloween, Cora. Have a great rest of your night, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow. Night, dude. O God, you have called your servants to ventures of which we cannot see the ending, by paths as yet untrodden, through perils unknown. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love supporting us. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Edith. Seriously cool house, though. Very precarious. I'd be scared as heck to live
But it
up
had
top
to
here.
end one way or another.
But this is pretty
All
awesome.
that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
All right, so this was Edith's room. The character that we're playing as, Edith. Look, all these characters are from Lewis's imagination. The islands, all this, Norwegian folktales. There's a frog, like the baby Gus, I think, who died. All right, let's take a look here. What do we have? A feather, a quill. Edith Finch.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Okay, so Dawn wanted the grandma to leave with her. She wasn't trying to leave her there. And then I went away from the table. I feel like Edie, the grandma, is gonna die from a medication and alcohol issue. Never mix medication and alcohol, by the way. If you're taking medicine, do not drink alcohol.
That morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
How could she not know that this door opens up there?
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Dawn kind of blamed
Send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
blamed her mom for the deaths of her own children. History of the Finches by Edith Finch. All right, let's see what the history is here. Final night, does this indicate something? I think so, Sabyasachi. I think we're coming up on the end of this game, possibly, but we'll see. I don't know.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
The night she was born. All right, so we're gonna be able to walk out to this house.
First and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered.
Yeah, that's
I started
pretty bad.
Things.
If you're an old lady wandering around in what will surely flood. Tide will come back in and the old lady's just gonna get washed away.
Ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
A bed?
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Ricky said, am I gonna play Horde mode on Monday? Possibly. We'll see. I think it'll depend a little bit if Citrian wants to play tomorrow night or not. If he doesn't, I think I'm open to playing some Horde mode. If he does want to play, I think it's more likely that we're gonna play some Apex and Warzone Haunted LTMs. I'm definitely not gonna try to do any more like Nightmare, you know, Mars Core run through tomorrow. Definitely not doing that. I'd rather play some of the Halloween LTMs before they end after tomorrow. But we'll continue with Mars Core next Monday for the Sub Sunday stream.
Things
Sub Monday stream.
Explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Her mom really doesn't want her to read those
Mom dragged me to the car.
stories.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Aw. Oh, it's her great-grandma.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Can move the hand up and down.
Years went by.
It's a dandelion of letters.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Cancer.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Who?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh, she's pregnant. She's
If we
writing
lived
this to her
forever,
baby.
Maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow. We weren't playing as Edith Finch? Are you serious? I actually didn't see that coming. This game got me, dude. For Shirley Dallas. Wow. everything ends. So, in case you missed that, Edith Finch died probably in childbirth. She probably died giving birth to her son, it looked like, who was then reading, her son was the one reading the journal. So this was like stories nested within stories that we were kind of playing through, because really the whole time we were actually the son, the last remaining Finch, but it was as if we were reading Edith Finch's journal and then living the stories of each family member in that tree, all of whom died, including Edith Finch. Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. Thanks, Johan. All right, we're gonna let this run just to see if there's any kind of like extra content. Obviously, this is interesting because they've got like childhood photos of all of the different people who contributed to making this game, and some trophies to incentivize us to actually watch through this whole thing. But I guess we'll see if there are any like post-credit scenes or anything like that. But man, sheesh, what a strange downer type of game. I feel like we must have missed some things. I don't think we fully explored everything, but we explored most. I think we got most of the story. It'd be interesting to kind of look up commentary on the story just to see like if there's anything that we did miss, or, you know, interpretations of the story or whatever. But I guess, you know, as we saw in the closing remarks, the overall kind of lesson or point of this game seems to be like, hey, it doesn't really matter how long you live. The truth of the matter is life is short, so just enjoy the time that you have. Sabisachi says, I think every one of the family members' in every one of the family members' death resides a real story which resembles our reality. I can see that. Yeah, like each member of the family kind of had different issues that they were dealing with. Grappling with the difficulties of life, or not even getting that far, you know? The Edith Finch team, 2012 to 2017. I guess this game came out actually more recently than I thought. 2017, 2018. The end. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Okay, so that's the whole game. Here, out of curiosity, let's take a look at the trophies for this game. How do we actually look at right here. If it shows us. Look in all peepholes and telescopes long enough to hear Edith's commentary. Yeah, I didn't realize that we could actually look in the peepholes until pretty late in the game, actually. Catch 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. Let the drunken sailor finish his song. Clear all balls off the pool table. I was wondering if you could do that. I didn't try. Knock all the letters of Gregory's name into the bathtub, okay. And loop-de-loop, play Calvin's story again. Okay, so little funny things we could have done, but it seems like we pretty much accomplished the whole game. We're at about 11:30. Now, here's the interesting thing. Let's head over here. That was actually our 12th game of the year. We just hit our goal of beating 12 games this year, averaging about 1 game a month. Edith Finch. What Remains of Edith Finch, we just beat it, and that's our 12th game of the year that we have beaten. And some of these games have been delayed, so we won't even get to them. But we may still finish a couple other games this year. I think we're going to go beyond our goal of 12 games on the year. But pretty proud that we were able to do 12 games this year. It's kind of an aggressive goal in a way. You know, only streaming really once, maybe twice a week, like new games. Kind of an aggressive goal. All right, I want to look up the game length of Gone Home again. Three hours. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Gone Home, it's saying the game length of Gone Home is actually about 3 hours. So if we were going to play that, you know, that would put me up till 2:33 a.m., which I'm not going to do. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're actually gonna call it a night there. I just feel like heavy from What Remains of Edith Finch, and I feel like it would be kind of jarring to like switch over to a different game now anyways. I had been thinking maybe we could do Gone Home and What Remains of Edith Finch in the same night because they're both relatively short games. You can say I also downloaded this one. Everybody, well, you can't see it because I moved it, but Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is another game that I'd love to play, but I think that one's actually like 4 or 5 hours. So we'll play those in the future. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. Sabisachi, once you hit 1,000 moon rocks, you can go to !store and redeem a sub Sunday. It won't actually probably be a Sunday at this point, but you can redeem a sub night and request a game that way for a sub night. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That's a huge request. I will say, a long time ago now, several years ago, I bought Mass Effect Andromeda, and I never played it. So, I would potentially be interested in playing Mass Effect at some point. But again, if you get to 1,000 moon rocks, go ahead and redeem it. And if you want to redeem it for Mass Effect or for a different game that I have, go ahead and do that, and we'll get it on the calendar to play. But for tonight, like I say, I think we're gonna call it there. So thank you everybody for being a part of the Halloween stream tonight. What Remains of Edith Finch, our 12th completed game of the year. We're going to be back tomorrow night playing some Halloween LTMs, Destiny 2, maybe Doom Eternal Horde mode, maybe Apex Legends Shadow Royale, maybe some Warzone Shadow Royale or whatever it's called. So we'll be back tomorrow night, everybody. Have a good Monday. Have a good start to your week. Sabisachi especially. Thanks for being a part of the whole stream and hanging out. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the story and the vibes. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow night. Happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you tomorrow.